Hello, 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 and happy Thursday on January 25th, 2024. I am super excited to be here with you today. How is everybody doing? How is everybody feeling? And how is everybody being? My three favorite questions to ask, and they may sound like the same, but they're very different. So for those of you who are just tuning in with me and you're watching here live, let me introduce myself just in case you're not sure who I am. Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic integrative teacher, Reiki master, card creator, card reader, certified and licensed holistic personal trainer, medical astrologer. The list goes on and goes on and goes on. How are you all doing today? I'm going to just check in to see that I am streaming where I need to be streaming. And then we're going to get this party started, which also gives a little bit of time for everybody to come join me as well. So in this moment of making sure I am where I need to be, hopefully some of you will be popping in as well. And we'll have a fun conversation. As I always like to see it as a fun conversation where you get to learn a little bit about yourself, and you also get to find out how this full moon in Leo is going to help you bring in your joy. Bring in your joy. Isn't that after all we're all looking for anyway, is to live in your joy, to be in your joy. Let your joy in is really the title of today's conversation. Let your joy in. What does joy even feel like or look like, or how do you know you have it? How do you know you're in it? These are some things you can ask yourself. What does joy look like for you? What does joy feel like in your body? I see that I have somebody here watching with me. So I'm, let's see, popping in just to see the comments. Let's see. Are there any comments going on? Maybe you guys are on Facebook. I'll check that out in just a second. So hang in there with me because I'm still in the process of checking in to make sure I am where I need to be. Sometimes it does take me a little while. All right, so I am streaming live on YouTube. So if you are there, hit the thumbs up button. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. I'd appreciate that. And if you are watching from Facebook, just give me a minute. I'm on my way there right now because that is where I will be spending most of my time. Anyway, I encourage you to get some notebooks, a pen, and grab some water for that matter. This is going to definitely be a live conversation, a fun conversation, a light conversation for that matter. All right, there we are. So I see I have, I always say your name wrong, my love, Inona, and you can't even correct me. But you can tell me if I said it right. Inona, let me know if I said it right. And if not, you and I are going to have a conversation so I can learn how to say your name. I thank you so much for being here with me. And those of you who are with me today watching live, what I'd like to ask of you is to put in the comments what your moon sign is. I want to know just your moon sign today because after all, we are talking about the full moon in Leo. So the big topic today is the moon. What is your moon sign? Put the moon sign in the comments if you happen to know what your moon sign is. If you do not know what your moon sign is, maybe you're not really familiar with your astrology chart at all, I am going to put in the comments right here. Let me see if I still have it posted where perhaps we can, do I have it? I can write it. I'm going to post it up right in here. So this way here, whoever does not have their astrology chart, you could definitely go and get a free chart, and I recommend that you do. Posting a link right there, right up there, astro.com. I'm going to leave it up there for about a minute. And you're a Leo. Your moon is Leo. I love it. So I'm sure you are definitely feeling the energy of this moon. Show me with some hearts if you're feeling the energy of this moon. Considering the let me just trying to hide some things. All right. Let me get myself back in control here. Sometimes I lose track of what I'm doing. So bear with me a minute. Let's see if we can hide that. No, that's not what we want to hide. We want to show that. We're going to hide this one. There we go. There we go. Now I'm back in track. Sometimes it takes me a minute. So yes. I'm loving. Thank you so much for typing in the comments, the astrology site that everyone can go and get themselves a free chart. I encourage you, and I highly recommend it, because if you want me to come and watch and listen and learn from me, I'm always talking about, 90% of the time, I'm talking about something about your astrology chart. It's always good to have it. If you know it by heart, you don't need to have it in your hand. I like to refer to myself as not just a teacher of astrology, but I'm also a student of astrology. So I'm always checking my chart out. And it's okay, because there's so much to learn about astrology. So as I've said, today is all about the moon energy and knowing what your moon sign is. I happen, before I talk about what I happen to have my moon is, Iota, do you know what house your moon sign is in? If you could put that in there too. What house is your moon sign in, a Leo? I would love to know that. Where is that sitting for you? For me, I have Aquarius moon. So in theory, and I think I'm gonna just give you a little nickname, because I just feel like I'm not saying your name properly, even though you said I am. I'm gonna call you my sweetie, if that's okay for today. My sweetie and I are in oppositions of each other because I carry an Aquarius moon. Now the difference between the two, oh, you have no clue. Okay, well, if you have your astrology chart, go and check out what house Leo is in on your chart for your moon sign. Anyway, so as I've said, the difference between her moon sign being in Leo, or just the collective energy moon sign being in Leo, and my moon sign being in Aquarius, Leo is about change, freedom, charisma, courageousness, because you're going to be courageous in order to make any changes that you want to make. It's also about having fun, being playful, and being adventurous, and even a little bit of spontaneousness as well, which I had a little bit of that going on for me yesterday. My schedule was a little spontaneous. I created this unexpected full moon Leo circle, which was a virtual event, and I sent out so many invitations. If for whatever the reasons are you did not get an invitation, please forgive me. I only could remember so many people's names at the time, and I will be hosting the full moons circle every month going forward. So if you are interested in attending, please let me know. You can message me. You can email healingwithin76@gmail.com, and I'll send you an invitation so you don't miss the next one. So anyway, so that's that Leo energy. Aquarian energy, and you may want to know this even though you're not an Aquarian moon, and I'll explain why in a minute. Aquarius energy is about your community. It's about your visions. It's about being patient. It's about just being able to be that the words I'm hearing, and excuse me for those of you who are Aquarius, it's about being your weird self, being weird, being authentic, being able to stand out and not fit in. That's Aquarian energy, especially anyone who does carry a Chiron moon in Aquarius. And if you have one, you know exactly what I mean by being weird and not be able to fit in. So there's a difference between the two, and the reason why I suggested that you may want to know what Aquarius energy is like. In addition to this amazing full moon that we do have in Leo, on January 20th, which was just a few days ago, 5 days ago, seems like a lifetime ago theoretically, the Sun and Pluto, hours apart from each other, crossed into Aquarius at the same time. Pluto will actually stay in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So the energy of the next 20 years is really about your visions. It's about being patient. It's about connections and connecting with your tribe, connecting with people that are going to lift you up and support you. And for that matter, even push you off the cliff to get you to jump into the leap of faith of things that you may be afraid to do by yourself. So it's really important to get to know your tribe. And it's also about important about standing out. You do not want to blend in anymore. You want to stand out. You want people to know who you are. You want to be seen. You want to be heard. And that seeing and being heard means you need to, as I like to do, wear vibracious colors so people can see me and hear me. And that's really the importance of this Aquarius energy. Being that's in Pluto energy, do know that Pluto is about transformations. I also often refer to it as the planet of demolition because Pluto comes in and sort of destroys what no longer is serving your energy at this time. Now I'm going to take a minute because I want to call some folks in, see who's around, and just to give you a moment to just think about that just for a second. See if I can call some people in. I can. Let me see. Who would I like to call in? So give me 1 second. And come join. I'm just going to holler some folks in, see who's around. Just a handful of people. And just have a little bit of a party here. All right. All righty, so here we have it. Let me get back to my page. Okay, just want to holler some folks in, see who's around. We'll do one more, although she may be working at this time. Anyway, so like I was saying, so when we think about this Pluto energy, it is about destroying what no longer serves the energy you're moving into. And it is about your vision. It's about seeing yourself as the best version of who you are and seeing your visions come to life. So every one of us should have these big dreams that it's now time to live out. This is not time to be small. This is not time to be quiet. This is not time to shrink so you can fit into places. This is time to expand. So utilizing this energy that we do have, utilizing this Leo full moon to help you step into that change and freedom that you are looking for. And I'm sure we're all looking for freedom in one thing or another, whether it's freedom in reference to money, freedom in health, freedom in relationships, freedom in time. You know, you don't have to be limited in regards to your time. You could do whatever it is that you want to do with your time when you have freedom of time, so you do not have to be limited. The words limited and restriction should not even apply to the energy of 2024 and going forward for the next 20 years. Think about it. This Pluto in Aquarius is for the next 20 years. We will have a very short period of time that Pluto will spin back into Capricorn for a very short period of time. And at that point in time, again, it's going to be a very short period where whatever has not been destroyed will be destroyed at that point. So if there's something going on in your life and you're still holding on something that doesn't really serve you anymore, make a note. And I believe the dates are October 12th through about November 21st, 22nd. It's a very short window. That at that moment of time is when Pluto will definitely come in and sweep it out if you haven't done it already. And then from that moment on, when it returns forward back into Aquarius, yeah, you're gonna have it. Pluto, the age of Aquarius, and yes, we will experience retrogrades in Aquarius in itself, and that's just gonna help you again to reflect on your vision, reflect on your community. Maybe you're still hanging out in the wrong community. If your community does not lift you up, just in case you're wondering if you're in the right or wrong community or not, if your community is not lifting you up, not encouraging you to take that leap of faith, or applauding you when you complete something or succeed in something, then you're in the wrong community. Do you really want people to hold light, hold space, and shine light on you and remind you on how amazing you really are? So if you have not heard it as of yet, know that you are amazing. And I invite you to go stand in front of your mirror and tell yourself how amazing you really are, because you are. You are one of the kind. There's no one else out there like you. You are literally one of the kind. So I want you to recognize that. So today, as I speak about the full moon in Leo, there are a few placements on your natal chart I do want you to pay attention to. And if, again, you don't have a natal chart, know that I posted the site. It's astro.com. Please go and get yourself the natal chart so at least you have this information. And then you can review. And if you're not sure how to read your chart, like I did many moons back, I didn't know how, feel free to go ahead and schedule a 15-minute complimentary self-growth discovery session, and you can email healingwithin76@gmail.com to schedule that up. And I do believe I posted something about that this morning, so just scroll down a few posts on Facebook and go find that, or just reach out to me and say I would like to schedule that 15-minute complimentary session so I can learn about my natal chart. Now, of course, do note we're not going to be able to explore everything in 15 minutes, but we will be able to explore some of the important things in 15 minutes to get you going, and then from there, see where we go from there. So anyway, here are the placements I want you to pay attention to, because I really want to get into this 12 card reading for everybody, and also keep this under an hour. So here we have it. Placements that I want you to pay attention to. Take a look at where your Pluto is. What house is Pluto in? And is there any signs, zodiac signs, sitting in that house? For me, I have Pluto in Virgo in my third house. What does that actually mean? Virgo is about scheduling, organizing. It's about your body system. And it's also about the perfectionist, so to speak. And it's in third house, which is about communication, creating, planning for that matter. And if you follow me on a regular basis, just having that little piece of information, that makes so much sense based on what it is I do share about, what I teach about. The third house is about teaching. My passion is about teaching about the body, is about teaching about embodying the body with astrology, numerology, and of course, the physical aspects of strength training. So that makes so much sense. And there's been a lot of changes in regards to how I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's that Pluto energy. So my Pluto house is being activated extremely well. The next house placement I want you to look at is, of course, Leo's energy. Considering we are talking about Leo, the full moon. Now, if in case you're not familiar with the difference between full moon and new moon, very briefly, full moon, when we think about it, you can see it out in the sky when it's a beautiful night. And that light from the full moon theoretically shines down on whatever area on your chart needs to be released, cleared, and decluttered. That's what that light is about. So whatever the full moon's energy is in, and then according to your actual chart, so you would be looking at the full moon's sign, and you would also be looking at your personal sign as well. And those two entities would be where the moon is shining on you, so you can actually start working on releasing it. New moon energy is all about setting in those new opportunities to come in for you, since you're clearing out space to make space for you. So when you think about the Leo energy, where is Leo on your chart? What house does Leo sit in? And are there any planets connected to that Leo house? For me, I don't have any planets theoretically there. I do carry my black wolf, which is about protection, and my white Selena, which is about wealth, so to speak, good luck and fortune. And that's in my second house, which is about partnerships and relationships, the physical material possessions. So theoretically, anytime I'm going through some sort of challenge that deals with my physical material possessions, my black Lilith and my white Selena come together and play to protect me. And with the moon being in Leo right now, that is like amplified right now. And it so truly is. Next placement I want you to pay attention to is Aquarius. Again, because the sun and Pluto are in Aquarius right now. And the sun will be in Aquarius until February 20th, and then it shifts into Pisces. Pluto will stay in Aquarius for the next 20 years, so we're looking at till about 2044. is how long Pluto is going to be in Aquarius. So take a look at that placement. For me, I have 2 planets sitting in Aquarius. I have my moon, which is the opposition of where Leo is, my moon in Aquarius in 7th house, which is about, again, bringing balance to my relationships, reviewing my contracts that I have with people, places, and things, and taking time to really sit and connect with myself and quieting myself down so I can understand all of what's going on. So that's my moon energy in Aquarius. Mercury is in my 8th house, and Mercury again is about communication. What it is I want to teach you? Why it's so important for me to come and want to teach? What is my message? How do I want to express myself? How do I want to be heard? And I'm going to talk a little bit about something that I very rarely talk about, based on degrees. Those little numbers that's in the chart there, mine is at 28 degrees. And anything between 25 to 29 degrees means there's an ending coming. So I'm bringing that up to the table because that means there's going to be something changing about the way I teach what I teach. So I want you to pay attention to that, because if you do follow me on a regular basis, I want you to be able to witness what changes. And you probably already started to see some of the things that have changed about what it is that I'm teaching. So pay attention to that. The last placement I want you to pay attention to is Uranus. Now, there's 2 different ways to pronounce the word Uranus. I pronounce it Uranus. That's just the way I do. That's how I was taught to do it, but there's 2 ways of doing it. There's a more proper way. Anyways, and why are we looking at Uranus? Well, Aquarius is ruled by Aquarius. I'm sorry. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Got a little confused there, yeah? Uranus, the planet of awakening. I call Uranus the planet of the midlife crisis. And why am I bringing that up to the table besides the fact that it's the ruler of Aquarius? Well, this weekend let me take a peek to give you the exact date, because I always like to give the exact date. This weekend on the 27th, Saturday, Uranus will be moving forward. It's been in retrograde for the past 5 months, and it's going to start moving forward. So what does that actually mean when a planet is in retrograde? Just in case you don't know, it means the energy of that planet slows down to give you an opportunity to review and reflect on whatever the energy of that planet is, and whatever sign that planet's in for you, and whatever house it's in. Now, for me, I have Uranus in my 4th house, which is all about home. And when I speak of home, I speak of 3 sections. I speak of my shelter, my work, quote, my calling, my soul's purpose, and also my body. Yes, my body. So those 3 areas, and I want you to look at it that way as well. And the sign that it's in is in Libra. So now we're back to that, bringing balance back into my body, bringing balance back into my home, bringing balance into my calling, my soul's purpose, my work that I'm here to do. And waking up, the awakening. What am I learning about who I am based on this information? Are you starting to understand why it's important to know what your astrology chart is and how to navigate through? Once you have this understanding, it just gives you all the pieces to your puzzle. You know, we all have questions. We're all looking at get guidance in reference to why are certain things happening in our lives. You know, why is this taking place? Why is this happening? Or in the victim mode, why is this happening to me? Nothing's ever happening to you. Everything's happening for you. And when you can really understand your placements on your astrology chart, it acts as your navigation system. One last thing I want to bring to the table on this conversation is also knowing your personal energy, your number based on numerology. Why is that so important? Because that gives you the theme. Now, I'm not going to be able to spend too much time on the personal energy, your number, in regards to what each number means, because this is going to be way too much time, and I really want to get into those 12 cards. However, hello there, Diana. How are you, my love? Happy New Year. It's been a while. Anyway, we're talking about the full moon in Leo. You're definitely going to have to come back and watch from the beginning. If you happen to know what your moon sign is, put that in the comments. And if you happen to know its placement, what house it's in, put that in the comments too. So anyway, when we talk about the personal energy year number, how you find that is taking your month that you're born, the date you're born on, and the current year. And that will give you your personal energy year number. So for example, I'm born on March 4th. So it would be 3 plus 4 plus 2024. And that all equals up to 15, which makes me a 6 personal energy year. It's my frequency for this year. And what that really does mean is about scheduling time, my body system, unconditional love, nurturing, and taking care of myself and others. So all of that, when you bring them together, it makes so much sense, at least to me. So there you have it. Now, for those of you who are watching with me right now, if you also want to put just the month and day that you were born, the date that you were born in the comments, I will quickly try to give you some information to what your personal energy year number is. So if you could do that within this time frame, I'll be more than happy to give you that information. So all that being said, like I said, I do want to get our card reading in, and we're just about 36 minutes into the live. Therefore, I like to give you some insight based on this full moon in Leo, and what does that mean for your moon sign? This is strictly about the moon sign. You're only going to be focused on two pieces of information. When the Leo card shows up, and when your actual zodiac sign card shows up. That is the only piece of information you're looking at. It's not about looking at 3 cards this time. This is not about the sun. This is not about your rising sign. This is strictly about your moon's energy. And we could theoretically make it about the sun. However, I'm going to keep it simple. So I just want you to pay attention to 2 cards that show up. And if you do want to turn around later and come back and look at the cards for your sun and ascending sign, do that too. There's no wrong way of doing this. All right, so here we go. We're going to start with Aries. So this is the Aries card. Hello there, Cheryl. How are you, my love? You're just jumping in just as I pull the cards. You're going to have to come back later to watch from the very beginning. I shared a lot of information. The card I'm pulling up is for Aries. And remember, this is all about let your joy in. Using this full moon in Leo, let your joy in. So for Aries, self-love. And this is so funny. The spontaneous full moon circle I did last night, this was the card that showed up for that group. So it's so interesting it's showing up here now. And Aries, this is big for you. This is about self-love. This is about you, your private energy. Private energy that you want out there. So self-love, what do you need to do to bring more self-love into your life? That 7-3 is about your soul's work. It's about taking care of yourself. So bring in that joy. Live your joy. Live your joy. Let your joy come in. That soul's work energy. Root chakra is the earth energy. So get out into the earth and explore how you can love yourself during this full moon in Leo energy. And remember, guys, Leo is a fire sign, and Aries, you're a fire sign as well. So that's a lot of fire lighting you up. Let that fire light up the self-love within you. So that's our Aries energy. Loving it, loving it. I'm loving the fact that you're dancing, Cheryl. Whoops. All right, the card for Taurus, since I just wanted to jump out, is, and for you Taurus out there, I do want you to be reminded that we do have Jupiter and Uranus in your sign. And as I mentioned earlier, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and this Saturday it's going to be going direct. So there's big energy coming in for you Taurus out there. So pay attention to that as well. So for you Taurus, your card shows up in reverse. Reverse cards, in case you're new to this, is all about reminding you to listen to the message, and you definitely want to work on the throat chakra here, because that's the chakra it is. It's about love partnership. And it's so interesting because Taurus, you're about relationships. You're about your physical material possessions. So is there something going on in the love partnership that may need a little conversation to take place? You may need to say something. So you want to let that joy into that relationship. So if you're only focused on the things that's not working in your relationship, or you're annoyed with your partner, let it go. Let it go. Go back and remember what it was that made you fall in love with that person anyway. That 6-3 is so perfect because it's about letting go of whatever it is that's annoying you about your love partner and just fall in love with them. And if this love partner is yourself, fall in love with yourself. The love partnership. Love partnership. That is for Taurus energy. This is a big, big weekend for Taurus right now because of the energy of Uranus happens to be in Taurus. It's about ready to go forward. So it's a really big energy for you guys. I'm hoping you're feeling it. Remember, the card is in reverse, so this is about let your joy in. If you're in a relationship, focus on the joy. If you're not in a relationship, this could be a really great weekend when you get yourself out there. So focus on that for Taurus. We move into our Geminis. Take a breath for our Gemini. So you Geminis, you're going to be feeling some intense energy coming in as well as we move into May, because Jupiter, which is in Taurus right now, is going to be getting ready to cross into your sign, and I'll be coming back and sharing a lot about that at that point. So let's see for you Gemini, your full moon in Gemini. Let's see what's in store for you. Leadership, 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 leadership. So when we think about leadership, it's about taking the role, stepping in. And as Geminis, that's pretty easy for you to do, theoretically speaking. It's speaking up, standing up for yourself, letting the crowd know you're there, sharing your message. That double 5 is about what do you need to change so you can step more into your soul's calling. Again, get into nature. Get into nature. As Gemini, you are an air sign, so you're in that thinking space of intellect. So allow yourself when you are in nature to really tap into your spiritual wisdom. Connect with spirit to help you become the leader and bring that joy in. Live in your joy. Love that for our Geminis. Cancers, yes, Cancers. For you Cancers, now theoretically, I say this all the time, when we talk about Cancer energy, you Cancers feel the moon no matter what sign it is because the moon is your ruling planet. So how are you feeling through all of this? And where do you have Cancer moon? If you have Cancer moon, what house is it in? How are you nurturing? How are you being the mama bear? How are you taking care of yourself and others? Let's see. Makes sense for Cancer energy. For those Cancer moons out there, this is about listening and speaking the truth. What do you need to listen to? Who is it that's giving you some wise information that you need to pay attention to? Is it a spirit or is it a loved one? What do you need to speak into your truth about? Solar plex energy, trust. Trust that with all this energy that's going on with the help of Pluto and Aquarius, trust that whatever doesn't serve you anymore, just let it go. That 3 energy perfectly aligned with what it is you need to say. What is it you need to say? What is it you need to share? And how can you begin to speak your truth? Truth and freedom, just like I know what I said earlier, is a very powerful, powerful practice to have. Truth and freedom. Trust the process. I love that for Cancer. And live in your joy once you do, because you'll be surprised that once you start speaking your truth, you let go of the heaviness and joy just can flow in. All right, our Leos. Woohoo! Those of you who have Leo moon energy, whoa, let's confetti for you. I'm sure you guys are feeling some intense energy. I also do want to put it out there again, even though we are focused on the moon's energy in itself, I want you to pay attention and understand that wherever you have Leo on your chart, so if your sun's in Leo, if your moon's in Leo, your ascending's in Leo, your Pluto's in Leo, Mars is anywhere you have Leo, or whatever in your 5th house energy, these are energies that are being activated from this moon's energy. So pay attention. There is a lot going on. Let's see what Leo moon needs to know to live in their joy. All right, your card is in reverse. And that would make sense, because I always believe that anytime we have the actual sign that's in the full moon's energy, there's a lot of energy going on. So let's bring this up right. It's time to start trusting your intuition. Be led through your intuition, not through your ego. That 2-4 is the 6 energy. This is also about paying attention to what your body is saying to you, because your body is a part of your intuition. Your body is delivering messages. Those of you who follow me on a regular basis, you know that I'm always talking about when physical symptoms show up in your body, it's your body's way of letting you know there's something that needs your attention. So pay attention to it. Once again, that root chakra showing up. There's a lot of root energy in these cards today, which makes a lot of sense because it is about getting grounded. When you think about root energy, just from the Aquarius energy, that is the chakra that Aquarius is associated with. So for you Leos, because your card's in reverse, it's really important to start really tapping into your intuition, tap into your body, get grounded, and do whatever it is you need to do so you can connect with your body, such as, I always say, strength train, dance like no one's watching as well. So that's your card for Leos. Love that. Love that, love that. All right, moving into Virgo, and considering we're just talking about that 6 energy, because 6 energy is about the 6th house, which is Virgo energy. So how are you Virgos feeling? Let's take a breath again. Let's see what Virgos need to know for this Pluto energy, for the moon's energy. All right. So for you Virgos out there, I want to also bring to your attention that there is a lot of energy for you going on as well with Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, which is your opposition sign. So it might make sense to why you may need to connect with your highest self. And when we think about your sign, Virgo, as a earth sign, it is really important being grounded and also connecting with your higher self. That 11 is all about being the master healer and also connecting with your community. So schedule some time to maybe do community meditation, go to meetups, things that are going to bring you to connect with other people is what I'm hearing. And that's how you're going to live in your joy. The crown chakra. This is about activating your crown chakra. Last week sometime I did a live about how to activate, what to do to activate the crown. So that's what I recommend you go back and watch that, or email me and I'll send you the live video to it if I can. But that's your card. It's all about the crown, connecting with your higher self for Virgos. All right, as we move into our Libras. Now, again, I didn't mention this earlier, for Libras and Aries, remember that we do have our North Node in Aries. We also have Chiron in Aries, and then we have our South Node in Libra. So that's some big stuff right there. So for you guys who do have a Libra moon, how are you feeling? How is this Leo energy helping you to bring your balance back into life? Is that fire overwhelming you? Do you feel a little disrupted? Is the word I'm hearing. Overwhelmed? Because you guys want balance. What house is your Libra moon in? Your card, house. That makes sense for Libras when we think about it. Libra energy is about balance, about harmony. It is about the contract that we do have with the relationships we have with ourselves and others and your body. And that's what this is about. So perhaps this may be a time during this full moon that you let go of something that might be causing your health some discomfort. So pay attention to that so you can bring in your joy, live in your joy. That 33 is the master number of mastering and sacrificing something so you can have better health. The sacral chakra is about, when we talk about the sacral energy, it's about your wounds that you hold on to. It's also very much associated with your age between 8 to 14, which I will talk about that in a little while for everybody, because that's a big thing. So that sacral energy is tapping into your inner child from the age of 8 to 14 and see if there's anything there that might be related to some of your health issues that you might be seeing show up during this season. So pay attention to that, Libra. You want to bring that balance back into your body and sacrifice whatever you need so you can have more balance in your body. All right. Loving that. As we move into our Scorpios. Now, for you Scorpios, knowing that Pluto is in Aquarius, Pluto is the ruler to Scorpio. And being that Pluto is the ruler to Scorpio, I want you to pay attention to that Pluto Aquarius energy, and how is it activating your Scorpio moon right now? Where is that energy coming through, and how can you bring in, how can you live in your joy with Pluto being your ruling sign and helping you to destroy end things and bring new things in so you can transform? Let's see what's in store for you. Your cards in reverse, and we have sacral chakra again. The reverse card again, pay attention to the message and work on your sacral energy. It is so important to work on that age between 8 to 14, clearing out whatever you need to clear out. This is about your queen and king energy, so this definitely be about the relationship that you do have with your mother, the relationship you have with your father. This could be a relationship you have with a sibling. This could be the relationship you have with a friend as well. And it could be a relationship that you do have with yourself, being able to tap into the masculine and feminine energy. That too is very much associated with that relationship, and also Taurus. So pay attention to what's going to be coming through when Uranus, which is in Taurus, goes direct. What changes? What wakes you up? This is for Scorpio energy. The cards in reverse, so there's a lot going on there for Scorpio. So pay attention again to this Saturday once Uranus goes direct. I'd say give it about 8 to 12 weeks, and then you may start to notice something coming from this card to be true for you. Love that for Scorpios. Capricorn. So you Capricorns, are you breathing again? Because Pluto has been in your sign for 16 years, and you'll have that one more moment when Pluto backspins again into Capricorn back in October, where for one last time you'll have that experience where whatever work you need to do, whatever doesn't serve you, will be let go of. Now, if you do have a moon Capricorn with this moon Leo, Capricorn, again, your earth, your grounding, your focus, or you're distracted. How is this Leo moon helping your moon? So let's see what's in store. All right, so interesting. Again, another reverse card, and it seems to be a lot of reverse cards in this 12-card spread. So for you Capricorns out there, this is about the matter of the heart. The matter of the heart. What work do you need to do so you can bring more joy into your heart? And how can you acquire more patience? And considering when we talk about the Aquarian energy on a whole, it is about being patient. That 4 energy is about doing the work at home, doing the work with your body. 4 energy is Cancer energy, theoretically speaking. It's the house of Cancer, which is your opposition sign. So it makes a lot of sense. So where do you need to have more patience? In your home, your shelter, your body, your work, meaning your soul's calling. Where does that patience need to come through? And remembering, this is a reverse card, so it is about the matters of the heart. Hello there, Rosie. How are you, my love? Rosie, I believe you have a Leo sun energy. Do you happen to know where your moon sign is, what your moon sign is? If so, put that in the comments. I would love to know. And for those of you, again, not familiar with your natal chart and you want to become familiar, I recommend that you do. This is a big time for that. Please go over to astro.com. I will put that back up again for those who are popping in. Give me 1 second just to show that up here. There is the site, astro.com. It has been put in the comments, so if you want to stroll up on the comments, you can see it there and click on to that later and go get yourself a chart, because you will need a chart. It's important. It's important to have that chart. All right, so we are up to, where was I at? Capricorn, yes. So we just talked about the Capricorn energy. Where was the number 4, matters of the heart and being patient. Remember, you want to do this work so you can actually live in your joy. I was actually chatting with a client earlier today who happens to be a Capricorn, and I mentioned to her that in order for her to bring in her joy, she has to focus on joy. And I say the same for all of you as well. You need to start looking for joy so you can bring it in and live in your joy. All right, Aquarius happens to be my moon sign, as I mentioned earlier. So all you Aquarius out there, how are you guys doing, considering it is the opposition sign of Leo? And how are you being quirky? How are you being weird? How are you standing out in the crowd so people can get to know you? Remember, Aquarians, you're not to shrink yourself. You're to expand. Use this energy to do just that. Remember that besides the sun, you also have Pluto sitting in your sign, and very shortly, you're going to have Mercury and Mars entering your sign as well. They're still right now in Capricorn, but very shortly they will be transiting into your sign as well. I'll do a live about that when we get there. All right, let's see for our, I want to just take a look at something before I go further. I always like to have notes with me. Yes, okay. For our Aquarius, and I'm going to hold on to this card to see what it has to say, because this one's for me too. Let's see. Ah, Aquarius. That's an interesting card. And I actually used this word earlier with a client too. Surrender. What do you need to surrender? Now, when we use the word surrender, it really is about letting it go. So whatever it is you are looking for this full moon in Leo to bring in for you to help activate your energy, set the intention out and then surrender it. That 6 and 8 is 5. This is about a change that's coming in. And remember, take a look at your placements to where Aquarius is. For me, I have my moon in my 7th house, which is about my contracts, my relationships, and making sure I rest and meditate as often as I need and to move my body. I also have Mercury in my 8th house in Aquarius, which is about the things I'm communicating about. So lots of changes coming in for me. And there could be some matters of the hearts flowing in as well. So for you Moon Aquarius out there, surrender. What do you need to surrender? So you can bring those changes in. Remember, change leads to freedom. Freedom and change means you need to be courageous enough so that can come in. And remember to have fun while you're doing this. Love that for Aquarius. Last but not least, our Pisces moons. So Pisces out there, how are you guys feeling? I always like to remind Pisces and everybody else for that matter. Hello there, Angie. How are you? Pisces carries the energy of all 12 zodiac signs. Pisces is the most intuitive sign out there. So wherever you have Pisces, if it's your sun, moon, or rising, and I happen to be a sun Pisces, Venus Pisces, and North Node Pisces. I was chatting about this earlier today with a friend, and he was quite surprised, and he was like, no wonder why you do what you do based on your teaching skills. So I have a lot of Pisces energy in me. My moon's not in Pisces, which is a good thing. I'm an Aquarius moon. And again, Pisces is associated with your 12th house energy as well. So let's focus in on that moon Pisces energy. And for you Pisces, remember that you do have Neptune and Saturn in your sign. Neptune is the planet of the spiritual awakening, which will be transiting, crossing out of Pisces and moving into Aries in April 1st of 2025. So we have a little while longer with Neptune in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces is going to stay there for a bit long, and Saturn is about our structure and foundation, boundaries, and karmic cycles, and resetting. So let's see what's in store for our Pisces moons. All right, Pisces moon. Oh, this is so interesting. We started the card spread with this card, and we ended. Isn't that quite interesting? And for those who were in my group last night, my full moon circle group, remember that this was the card that showed up as well. So this is a big message for you guys, because I know I have 2 of you in this group today, who actually saw this card just today. So there's a big message there. For you Pisces now, keeping in mind, this is about self-love. Allow this full moon in Leo, which is a fire sign, to activate that water in you, your emotions, so you can love on you. What can you do to fall in love with yourself, and what can you do to live in your joy? That 7-3, this is a part of your soul's work. This is a part of your soul's work. It is about getting grounded. It is about getting outside and connecting with nature so you can feel into that self-love. That's the Pisces card. Love that. Oh my God. All right, guys, so here you have it, and I'm quite impressed with myself because it's just about 49 minutes into almost the hour. I couldn't believe I just got that done. Anyway, I did want to share with you additional information, which I didn't share yet, regarding, as I spoke on to some of the signs, do keep in mind that this Leo moon and this Leo full moon is activating for everybody ages 8 to 14. So I want you at some point over the next maybe 2 or 3 days is to sit quietly and reflect back to when you were 8 to 14. What was going on in your life at that time? In fact, pen to paper and write down what you remember about when you were 8, what you remember when you were 9, and etc., etc. And then do some work about healing that energy, bringing in some forgiveness, and applying some joy into that energy, because once you can work on healing whatever that is, which is your inner child, by the way, you can literally bring more joy into your life because you're no longer holding on to heaviness that you've been carrying since that age. So think about it. If I'm 53 now and I've been carrying something since I'm 8, that's a lot of baggage that I'm holding on to that I may not need to hold on to anymore. So that's your homework that I want every one of you to do, is to reflect back. Even though it may be a little challenging, you may not want to reflect back, but it's really important to do so. And of course, as always, if you need support to do that, if you need someone to sit there, hold space for you, hold your hand, and encourage you to do this work, email me, healingwithin76@gmail.com. Let's have a heart-to-heart conversation, and let me see how I can help you work on the ages between 8 to 14. I'm sure you're not going to have something going on through all those ages, but I'm sure there's at least one thing that may be the thing that you need to work on releasing, and using this full moon to do just that. All right. So the other thing I wanted to mention, and we're going to be coming to an end, as I said earlier, we do have several planets sitting in Capricorn energy still. So for you Capricorns, pay attention. We have Mercury sitting in Capricorn until February 20th. We have Mars in Capricorn until February 13th. And then, and let's not forget, we have Venus that's just entered Capricorn on the 23rd of January and will be there to the 16th. So that's a lot of energy also in Capricorn. And each of these 3 planets eventually will be transiting into Aquarius. And at that point in time, when it does, we will then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will then have 5 planets in Aquarius energy for a very short period of time. And I promise you, I will definitely do a live about those 5 planets sitting in Aquarius energy at that time and what that actually is going to do. And I'm just trying to take a note. In fact, there'll actually be 4 planets because Mercury, no, 5 planets. 5 planets sitting in Aquarius at one time. And what is that going to do again when we have Pluto in Aquarius? And Pluto's going to be there for the next 20 years. All these other planets, keeping in mind Mercury, Mars, and Venus are what they call closer planets, so they're more like daily. They change more frequently than all the other planets. Keeping in mind that when we have this many planets in one zodiac sign, that activates a lot of energy. And as a recap, Aquarius is associated with the 11th house. So besides it activating wherever you have Aquarius on your chart, it's also going to activate your 11th house energy. And if you don't have anything in your 11th house energy where it looks blank, you still have energy from the house itself. Paying attention to that. So all that being said, I'm super excited to be here with you, and I'm so thankful for all of you who showed up and commented. I'm going to look back at the comments to see if I missed anything. I don't think I did. Okay, yes, love it. Please go ahead and share out this video to your friends. And of course, if those of you who are just popping in now at the very last minute, you can always come back and rewatch. This will be on my YouTube channel as a replay. You can always come back and rewatch it, take notes, especially if you want to take a look at the cards that are related to your sun and ascending sign, if you so dare. Know that today was really focused on the full moon and Leo's energy, which is a very strong energy that we have going on, as it is a fire sign. And we also think about Leo's energy. It's ruled by the sun itself. So your sun sign is being activated as well based on this energy as well. So pay attention to that too. All right, questions, comments to receive your 15-minute complimentary self-growth discovery session, or if you wish to schedule an astro reading or any other reading, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I do look forward to connecting with you again real soon, based on whatever else that I need to share with you regarding all that's going on with our planets. Until next time, enjoy this amazing Thursday, full moon in Leo. Bye-bye for now. Look at that time, 55 minutes. How perfect.